Kia ora whānau. I thought I'd come deep into the ngahere for this one, deep into the forest, just to be deeper into the timeless, so we can take a look into the root of fear. I think I might have to try and speak up, just because the ahi looks or sounding pretty cool right now. As we go into this, keep in mind this concept when God. No, so I'm gonna leave a lot of the Māori atua on this one, just to be more absorbable for every culture. But on the next one will show how te wata plays a part and wākahi. But yeah, so keep in mind when Eo come into this dimension, when God come into this dimension, rangi nuia tamaku rangi o level 3, God is the creator, so it created matter. A reaction to that is antimatter. Create, destroy, create, destroy, create, destroy, create, destroy, create, destroy, create, destroy. But for us to be communicating right now, for me to be speaking right now, for you to be listening right now, for us to be doing our daily thing, we had to be able to hold it in the create. And it'll stay that way unless we look back at the destruction. No? If we're looking back at the lower vibrations that bring it back to this concept that we created. But I'll break it down. So yeah, the whole thing of create, destroy, what goes up must come down. Whatever's born must die. That's human construct. Yeah? We created this whole concept, which created an unpleasant feeling. So I'm not gonna say negative, because like we've twisted it. Yeah? The word negative, we think it's like it's bad in some way, but it just means pull. Yeah? Same with the word fear. The word fear is not fear. Just as Krishnamurti said so eloquently, that we're going to take a journey to actual feel what that fear is. Because you chuck a label on something, and then it's an uncomfortable feeling, so we contract, and we just contract it in, and then a memory comes up of it again, or we resist it, and then we just keep contracting it. We can bring it up with our breathing, or just naturally our body wants to detox, and it brings things back up. But then we see it as fear. No, we see it as an uncomfortable experience that we are resisting. Hey, we don't want to experience that again. Instead of like giving it a little bit of attention, a little bit of love, and seeing it for what it is, man, it's beautiful. An example of like the mislabeling of fear, like if the ego gets involved in it, it's like, nah, fuck, I ain't afraid. Nah. I'm not afraid of nothing. Nah. I'm not afraid of death. Nah. But that's the ego getting involved with the like a label. Nah. That's not what it is. So opposing opposites that's creating this dimension, the soil, our skin, this the density, the sphere, but it ain't the word, But we're gonna take a little journey inside and and feel it, so we can give it some love, and when it comes to the surface, we can thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and release it, né? Instead of trying to hold it as something that it's not, which is just the concept. Hopefully hopefully the fire's not too loud, but fuck, I'm loving it. So grateful. Thank you, fire. Thank you. Thank you, anyone who's watching. Thank you for co-creating this existence. Fucking beautiful. Fuck, you're beautiful. Mihi. If you want to know what breathing I'm doing, kai ho. Will be on this next one. Otherwise, whakamoimati, the last video I chucked up. But on the new kai ho, the new breathing techniques, I'll break it down so you can do it more efficiently. You know, I said there was two exercises that I joined into one, but now there's more like three super subtle ones that allow you to naturally pull up any traumas, no? And give it back to yourself, which is the universe. Not trapping it, no, like not trapping a tree as a tree, you know. It's eo, you know? It's everything. It's God. Same with you, your eo. Release it from its limitation, because it's fuck. This energy is so beautiful. The one that's at the base of fear is so beautiful. No, fuck. I thank it so much right now. Fuck, it's beautiful. I feel like I'll just go to this bit. I'd had experiences of it from breathing, and that's just like bringing up the traumas. Hey, everything that you see happening in the world right now is trauma coming to the surface. Hey, you can shoot it with some love and release it. But as that happened to me, like it was the breathing techniques that brought it up, and I think the first time I just contracted it again. It was a feeling I didn't really like, and then my auntie gave me some mushrooms, and she told me not to abuse it, to stay grateful for it and respect it as the master that it is, and the plant medicine. Right setting, just me, or me and my goddess. Have some candles, have some crystals, and go inside yourself. And on this experience, seeing everything starting to move, started to see the energy convulsing and sharing with each other, like, and with anything that, like the whole lounge, like the shelves, the wall. Then I started like talking to my dad, and we were laughing hard out, and Lucky got it, and I got it. And the next thing we just dropped into. I just dropped into complete darkness, like darker than I could ever imagine. Like I love dark, Kaipo, I see it for what it is. It's the Hene Nui Te Po, she's the love. Light does not exist without the darkness, the love that's holding it together, the structure. It's beautiful. So, but in this circumstance, I could feel like an unpleasant feeling. I will not call it negative. I will not mislabel it. It is just an unpleasant feeling. It was loneliness. Would be the best word to explain it. So I fell into complete darkness. Then I started seeing dots. Then I started seeing sticks. Then I started just observing myself as I was chucking these sticks together, and the sticks were holding together bubbles. The next thing, the bubbles were going with each other, and it was a pattern that could just go on and on and on. No? If you looked inside, it had the same pattern, same pattern, same pattern, and out, same pattern, same pattern, same pattern. No limitation to it. Until we chuck a limitation on it, until we chuck a belief or a concept on it. Otherwise, it can just keep going, you know? It can just keep creating in every direction. So what happened? I seen the pattern and I just let it go, and I let it go, and it formed everything that was around me. I started to see shapes and started to see buzzy shit. I started to see the structure of space coming alive into a creature that was chilling it with me. Then there was three creatures that were chilling it with me, and then they were talking to me. You know, I could talk to them and they could talk back. It was beautiful, and then I forgot it. Yeah? I didn't realize I had forgot it, but as I came back to, each time I did it again. Like I went from nothingness, and then I would create something that I loved, and create something that was nurturing me, and I was nurturing it, and then it was gone. You know? And it just kept happening over and over and over, like felt like millions of times. Until I had my wife, and I had my goddess there with me. Had my kids there with me, and then I forgot it. And then the next time it come up again, and I knew I was about to forget it again. And it was scary, it was scary that everything that I loved, I created it. I created all these concepts, and in reality I was alone, and it would disappear, and I would go back to loneliness. Like it was scary. And I was trying to get away from it. I was resisting it. I was running from it, and it was just the darkest shit ever, And I could feel it coming up again, and I could see my family, and I'd be like, "Fuck," and then it would fall back on itself again, and I would forget. And I could just feel it coming each time it come. I could feel it, and then I just ran. Felt like I was running in the darkness, and there was no direction. Yeah. Tahuri atu, te pō tahuri atu. Or taheke roa. Like the great fall of confusion, the great fall that just kept going and going and going. Until I remembered my breathing practices, and I started rolling it, connecting my in-breath to my out-breath, in-breath to my out-breath, and then the structure started coming back, and I was able to hold it there. What made it even more intense, like I was affecting everything around me. I was affecting the space around me. And my daughter, she usually sleeps super sound all night. Wakes up happy, goes to sleep happy, never be sick, nothing. Like if you look into it, the way we raised her was pretty staunch, but like she's teaching us so much. But on this circumstance, she woke up, and she was crying hard out, and I was tripping. My wife was tripping. And then like she come in, and it was on, but then which made it fall back into that darkness again. And as I was coming up, I was hearing the crying, and then back into the darkness, hearing the crying, and I was like, no. And I just kept with the breathing, lied down, and gave Nuku some love, and she gave me some love, and it could slowly start to calm itself back down. Hours later, I came back and was trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. But remembering, and in the weeks after, remembering what my auntie taught me. That's a level 3 concept. We created a negative scenario. What goes up must come down. We created that shit, and it felt uncomfortable, so we fucking locked it in ourselves. We turned away from it, and we stored it in ourselves. We contracted. When you start to become more aware, if there's like someone around you don't like, or like a creature you don't like, or a scenario you don't like, or a dialogue on TV you don't like, your breathing changes. Your muscles contract. You store it into yourself. Especially if you got it in a label, you've already chucked it in a bubble. And then it just gets deeper, rooting itself into deeper. And those 2 weeks after I'd seen I think I might have seen my uncle before then, he told me about Krishnamurti. And in those 2 weeks after that, I was doing some big fastings. And I remembered my uncle telling me if you wanted to um, know about the mind, type in Krishnamurti and see what he's about. And the first thing that come up was the root of fear. So he was taking us through on a journey. I'll share it in the link. Otherwise, type in the root of fear, Krishnamurti. And he gets there, feeling it, but then it stops. No? But I was blessed. I had been there. I felt it. I felt that concept, that scenario. So let's feel it, no? As you could feel that, if you could feel that loneliness, no? That you maybe you were alone, no? So as we turned away from it and we kept creating shit, it kept us busy, no? And the busyness we thought kept it from falling over, but we were still resisting it. We were resisting it just in case. Yeah. So just in case that's true, just in case that whatever goes up must come down. Whatever gets created must be destroyed. Whatever has life must die. Yeah? Just in case we started thinking up other scenarios, like resisting against it, which we do in everyday life now. Part of me wants to say like they do it at school, they teach us it at school. Whatever's born must die, né? But it's everything in this whole entire existence, né? In this level 3 existence, within this concept that we created and we held and we connected ourselves to. But for us to be talking to each other right now, for you to be listening, for us to be connecting right now, for you to be giving me the energy to be fucking portraying this right now, we had to be able to hold it in the create. But we're resisting, we're still giving the other side a bit of energy because we're resisting it. Just like you're working out a muscle. You resist the muscle, it gets stronger. If you're afraid of that fact, of that scenario that happened all those eons of time, all those poor ago, you're holding it. Just let it go and see it for what it is. Without that turmoil we created it, we loved it, and then that feeling that we felt is about to fall back on itself. Like it was external from us. That there is just you, and that you're alone. You are never alone. The deeper you go within yourself, the more time you spend with yourself, you'll realize you are never alone. We are all the same plane. We are all God. Because we have each other. We have each other. You have yourself. You can talk to yourself. That's beautiful. You proved it, in that darkness, you proved that you could create things. You could love them and they could communicate back with you. But then we chucked the limit on it. That limit being whatever goes up must come down, which is the basis of our memory loss here in level 3. But it is also the basis of the density, like an iron ore, that opposing opposites, like a magnet. Level 1, solid iron ore, and that trauma, that They're fighting. They're fighting between the positive and the negative. Creates density. Without that density, we couldn't stand on it. Fucking thank you. Thank you for that scenario. You know? We just took a view coming down to see it, and it's beautiful. When you see it for what it is, it's energy. And then we can stand on it and we can climb. That's beautiful. So, impatience is rooted deep, no? With fear. It chucks us on a time. Just in case there's a time limit. Just in case there's a time limit and this is going to fall back on itself. Just in case you're going to die one day. See? That Tāwhaki. Immortal. Physically immortal. That concept, that way of thinking, that's a higher truth. Pull yourself away. Pull yourself away from that concept. That create, destroy, create. It'll only destroy if you're looking at that part of it. No? It's all reliant on your energy, your attention, your love, your aro. Whatever you send your attention to, you're energizing it, you're creating it. If you're looking at all the bullshit that's happening in the world right now, all the Kabbalion bullshit, no? See it for what it is, it's energy. And then turn away, no? Let it do its thing. No? Without it, you wouldn't be able to stand and wouldn't be able to climb this ladder. How would you make the ladder without that density, you know? It's beautiful. But if you keep looking at it, it's going to show you shit you don't like to keep that. Yeah. Yeah. It's the true separation. Separate yourself from a belief system, a limiting belief system. And how you let go, you send it love. You say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And realize it for what it is. No, it was just a concept we created. That created an unpleasant feeling. So we turned away from it, no? Instead of giving it for love for the other side of it. No, you're always in the middle. Like at that time, you could have seen the other side of it, that it's beautiful. Instead, you paid attention to the negative part and, contracted into yourself. Contract. And it's just deep. But now we can, you could say, pull that root up and free it. No? You're not killing it. You can pull it out. You can lay it on the surface, just like in the ngahere. You know, it turns back to mycelium with all the help of all of us together. No? Every creature, all the mulch, all the bacteria is beautiful. Oh yeah, so like I'll go back to Tāwhaki for a sec, just so you can feel the side of it again. Every belief is a limitation. It's holding you back. So Tāwhaki went through his life, he was pulling off each belief. And it's taking a long time. We've got billions and billions of beliefs. But all those beliefs are connected to one. The belief that one day you are going to die. It's like the belief systems, no? Babylon. The government, no? If you're talking about an external government, you're not like you're actually governing yourself by creating limitations, by having beliefs, holding yourself to beliefs, storing those beliefs inside you, instead of freeing them up and letting go. Gratidão, ngā mihi, whakawheta ana mātou, kia tātou, whakamoemiti, gracias, thank you, and everything. Let it come to the surface and have that awareness to see for what it is, both sides. Check out my other YouTube channels, Kai, to see you're in the middle, you're always in the middle. There's no limitation. Every limitation, we created that shit. And it's beautiful. Anyway, Tāwhaki was going through his life. So he's our representative for physical immortality. So he was going through his life and he was pulling off each belief, and then he was like, fuck, this is taking too long. I'm going to die before this happens. I'm never going to be able to climb ngā rangi tūhaha. I'm never going to be able to climb the heavens, never going to be able to climb the different consciousnesses. So he was always taught, anything that you're thinking about or your attention is on, you're sending energy to it, you are creating it. Anything that you believe in, you're constantly sending it energy. So he realized all these belief systems were just stacked up on top of one. So the government, just a whole bunch of belief systems weighing you down. Until you free it up, and see the government as beautiful. But first you got to free it up. So stop holding it for what you think it is. Like the system, Babylon. Just a whole bunch of belief systems that are holding you down. And if you keep chanting down Babylon, like there was a time like to bring awareness to it, bring awareness to something so the world can see it. And then you got to let it go, say thank you, let it go. And then you can keep climbing. Like if Bob Marley was still around, the next song would have been Chant Up Zion. Start holding your attention on the positive, and that's it. Stop looking back at that fucking falling over shit. Stop looking back at the destruction. Stop looking back at that at the sludge energy. All the bullshit that's happening in the world. They show it to you on the news to keep you down, to keep you controllable, to keep you from your God awareness, your awareness of your breath. We can use that. We can use the awareness of our breath to just raise each trauma. You don't need no hardcore romi. You don't need no exorcism. You don't need to kill anything. Never get that out of the head, Kill nothing. Unless you're going to change what that label means. Kill it. Make it a beautiful word if you're going to say it. Change what you see it as. Change it trapped in that bubble. Because you're trying to limit it. So Tāwhaki went through his life, realized that all his beliefs were weighing him down. Everything that he was believing in, he was sending energy to, was creating his whole existence. But then he realizes that all these belief systems were just stacked up on top of one belief. And all he had to do was pull that belief. So it's like a bunch of stones, stacked up on top of each other. If you pull this one out, they'll slowly all fall over. Because this whole system is reliant on fear. The fear that one day you are going to die. And then the ego gets involved. The ego gets involved and it's like, I'm not afraid of death. But you don't know what fear is. It's not about that. Don't give it no energy at all. So Tāwhaki realized anything that you believe in, you're pulling it, you're energizing it, you're creating it. That's the basis of all spirituality. That's the basis of everything that you see right now. Anything that you're sending your attention to, you're sending energy to it, you're creating it, you're energizing it. Anything that you believe in, you're constantly sending energy to it, creating everything that you see, even death. If you believe that one day you are going to die, you are dying. You're pulling it. You're sending it energy. If you convince yourself. So this is an easy technique that you can do daily to release the fear, and it's just going to pull it up naturally, and then breathe with it. As you're breathing in, push it out, expand your field out. And then let it all come back in. Instead of you feel something you don't like, you contract it. You hold your breath or you breathe out. And you visualize the inwards, and you go in. Instead of as you're breathing in, visualize your energy going out. It takes a bit of effort but at the beginning, but it's so beautiful. It's just an easy daily practice. That's what it is. Just gaining weight till it's real. So just tell yourself every day, I am immortal. I am physically immortal. I am physically immortal. And then it'll be like Tāwhaki, his family come to him and was like, everyone dies. Your mum died at birth. No, if you're thinking about a Tāwhaki where his mum was kidnapped and that, different Tāwhaki. That's a limited Tāwhaki. This is a different Tāwhaki. This Tāwhaki, there's kōrero of this Tāwhaki being a wāhine too. unlimited. Climbing the dimensions. The more you let go of that destruction, and the more you keep it in the create, and just love all the beautiful shit. Now, anything that you're holding your attention on, you're throwing it in front of you, you're pulling it, and you're just gonna keep seeing it, keep seeing life, magic. Start seeing the insects as magic. You're just gonna keep seeing it. Don't look back. Yeah, but we got to exercise it, because we got that root. We've rooted that into us so deep that we want to keep looking back. We want to look at the excitement. We want to look at the government falling over. Don't look back. Chant up Zion. Love that Papatuanuku is healing. Love that there's fungus out now that eats plastic. It's not limited. It does not last forever. You are not trapped. You can just keep expanding. Expansion. You are in the middle path. Just that realization that you realize you are in the middle of anything. There's no top of the mountain. There's no bottom of letting go. No matter how far you go, you're still in the middle. No, you're in the middle. Hence, you're able to be the alchemist. Hence, you're able to pull the opposites back together. If you want to look back through my other videos, the intro, how to do that, how to see the dots, kaya-atia, how to see the spiritual realm. Start paying that more attention, and then start bringing that closer together, instead of just giving all your attention on the shit you can see. But then the shit that you can't see is here too. And the more you spend time, the more you pay attention to it, it gets stronger. Pulling it back together. Uniting yourself. So, my video always cuts out. We're going to end it here. Quickly go to part 2. Yeah, I'm just going to press stop and start again, because my haven't sussed out my video still. So we do it part 1, part 2. But I'll just do this before we start. Mamu.